Hello everyone, it's Olumayowa Victor Ogushola, and today I have something interesting for everyone who loves business management. So are you a student in any university or higher institution anywhere in the world? Or are you an entrepreneur or an aspiring entrepreneur? That is, you're looking to start your own business? Or are you an operational manager, a tactical manager, or a strategic manager in any business organization within any sector or any industry? Today's video should be very interesting for you because I am talking about McKinsey's 7S model. McKinsey's 7S model. And this is a model that can be used by management to drive organizational success and organizational effectiveness. If you come with me to the whiteboard, I'd like to explain the McKinsey's 7S model. Thank you very much. McKinsey 7S model. To start with, it will be quite interesting for us to know the origin of this model. This model was founded by two management gurus by the name Tom Peters and Robert Waterman, please. Tom Peters and Robert Waterman. These were two management consultants working for McKinsey and Co. consultancy firm, and they were the brains behind the McKinsey's 7S model. So just for history's sake, it's not founded by me. It was founded by Tom Peters and Robert Waterman when in the early 1980s, in the early 1980s, when they worked for McKinsey and Company consultancy firm. Okay, so this is the origin of the 7S of the McKinsey's model. More interestingly now, we are going to look at the 7S in details. But firstly, I'd like to inform us that the 7S can be divided into two. Okay, it could be divided into the soft and values. Okay, we have strategy. Here we have structure. We have strategy, we have structure, and we have systems. Okay, these can be easily influenced by management. Okay, these can be easily influenced by management. Okay, can be influenced by management. Okay, the strategy of an organization, the structure of an organization, and the systems within an organization can be easily influenced by strategic management of that organization. Okay, we have staff, we have skills, we have style, and we have shared values. And these are intangible. Okay, they are intangible, and so these are intangible, cannot be affected by, cannot be controlled by management, okay, but can only be controlled or influenced by the culture, by the corporate culture of the organization. So these are intangible and can be controlled by corporate culture of the organization. So these, I present to you 7S of McKinsey's model that can be used to drive organizational effectiveness and organizational success. Okay, we have the ones that can be influenced by management, and we have the other 4 S's, as you can see there, that can be influenced or controlled by corporate culture. Now we look at the main importance of this McKinsey 7S. Okay, let's look at that. And after that, we will look at the 7 S's one by one in details, okay? Let's look at some importance. You know, why do you need to know about these 7 S's? The first thing is that, let's put that, importance of McKinsey 7S. Importance of McKinsey 7S, okay? First thing is that it can be used to improve. It can be used to improve organizational performance, okay? Another thing is that in the event of mergers and acquisition, it can be used to align departments and processes, okay? In the event of mergers and acquisition, it can be used to align departments and processes. Another thing is that in the times whereby there's going to be change within the organization, it can be used. It can be used to implement future changes within the organization. Okay, can be used to implement future changes within the organization. So these are some of the importance of McKinsey's 7S. Okay, so the 7S can be used to improve organizational performance. Okay, in the event of two companies coming to become one, or one company buying off the other organization outrightly, it can be used to align the different departments and processes. Also can be used to implement future changes within the organization. So this is the usefulness of the McKinsey 7S model. So let's look at the S one after the other now. Let's look at them one after the other. Can I explain the 7 S's one after the other? Okay. The first S, let's talk about strategy. Okay. Strategy. This is simply method or technique for an organization to gain competitive advantage. Let's remember that it's a very competitive business environment. Name one business and I will tell you 10 other businesses in the same industry or in the same sector. Let's try that. Okay? So if you tell me about mobile phones, the moment you tell me about Nokia, I will tell you about Samsung, I will tell you about Apple, I will tell you about Motorola, I will tell you about Sony Ericsson or Sony and Ericsson, and I can go on and on. If you tell me about fashion brands, The moment you tell me about Armani, I will tell you about Tommy Hilfiger, I will tell you about Ralph Lauren, I will tell you about DKNY, I will tell you about Dolce and Gabbana, and we can go on and on and on. If you talk about automobiles, the moment you tell me about Toyota, I can tell you about Hyundai, I will tell you about Kia Motors, I can tell you about Mercedes. I'm just trying to say the business environment is highly competitive, which means every organization must has a strategy in place, okay? There must be a method. There must be a technique in place to gain competitive advantage. Okay, and that's S number 1 from McKinsey 7S. Let's look at another S. Let's talk about staff. These are the personnel. Without them, there will be no organization. So here we are talking about the capabilities of your staff. Okay, are they trained? Are they well trained? Are they qualified? Are they qualified? I'd like to add something. Are they well taken care of in terms of remunerations? Okay, so are they motivated? Let's put that. Okay, are they motivated staff? Very important. S number 2. You have your strategy, that is the way to gain competitive advantage. What about your staff? Do you have the right staff? Do they have the right training? Do they have the right qualifications? Are they motivated? Okay, let's pick up another S now, and let's look at shared values. Shared values. Okay, and for shared values, these are the corporate culture. These shared values represent the corporate culture of the organization. Okay, so they represent the corporate culture of the organization. Okay, represents the corporate culture. What is a brand? Well, when you mention the name of your company, what comes to the mind of people? Is it quality? Is it lower prices? Is it on-time delivery? Okay, so shared values. Let's pick another S now. Let's talk about style. And by style, we talk about the culture of the organization itself, the way of doing things within the organization. Okay, what is the organization's culture? Is it a task culture? Is it a role culture? Is it a people or person culture? Or is it a power culture? Okay, so when you talk about that, what kind of culture? What are the processes within the organization? How? And that takes me to systems. We have systems, yes, systems. Okay, let's talk about systems. Systems. What are the processes within the organization? Okay, processes. Okay, is it easy enough processes for the staff to work with, or is it some unnecessary difficult processes for the staff to work with? Okay, so that's the big question there. Okay, processes. And what we have next is, do we have all the 7 S's? Let's number this, please. Let's do this together. This is 1, start strategy. This is 2, staff. This is 3, shared values. Style is 4, S number 4. Systems is 5, number 5. So we need a 6 and a 7. Which of the S's have we not talked about? Skills. Okay, let's talk about skills. Skills. So number 6, skills. So what are the skills of the employees? Operational employees, tactical employees, strategic employees, what are their skills? Okay, skills. What are the skills? Okay, professional skills of the employees. Do these skills match the task that needs to be done? Very important question. We are talking about the McKinsey 7S. Do the skills match the task that needs to be done within the organization? Skills, professional. And let's look at the 7th S, please. We have staff, we have strategy, we have shared values. I think it is structure. Structure, okay? Number 7, I can put it here then. Number 7, it's structure. And do we have the right structure within the organization? Some organizations have unnecessarily tall bureaucratic structures, which leads to a role culture. But maybe what they need to have is a matrix kind of structure which allows teamwork and everybody gets the job done. Okay, so structure, is it a bureaucratic structure? Is it a matrix structure? Is it an independent structure? Do we have an independent structure? Or if it's a small business, do we have an entrepreneurial kind of structure? Okay, entrepreneurial. So you have to ask yourselves all these questions. Now, looking at the board, you can see that the board is full. And this simply means that the McKinsey 7S model is an holistic approach to analyzing every part of the business organization to enable organizational success and organizational effectiveness. So you want your business organization to be successful, you want your business organization to be efficient and effective, then you are looking at the staff. Where is staff, please? Staff. Yeah, you're looking at the staff. Are they well trained? Are they qualified? Are they motivated? You are looking at your strategy. Do we have the right methods or techniques in place to outshine our competitors? You are looking at the style. What is the culture? What is the style? What is the way of doing things in this organization? Okay? You are looking at the shared values. When we mention the name of this organization, what comes to the mind of people? You are looking at the structure. Who is responsible for what in this organization? We have responsibilities, but who does what? Okay? And then you are looking at systems. What are the processes involved? Are they easy processes, easy to use processes? And then you are looking at skills. Do the members of staff have the right skills to enable them work on the job role? And this is the 7S of McKinsey. Thank you very much. I hope that you find this video interesting. As you know, we like to get feedback. So if you have enjoyed that video, please give us a thumbs up on YouTube. And if you think there's something that we can improve on, please send us an email on Delta Mango Alpha Yankee Oscar Romeo 4 umbrella@gmail.com. You know that I will not go until I talk about my passion for Africa. Africa must develop. Let all of us Africans keep doing something to promote African unity and to promote African development. Africa must develop. I'd like to say goodbye in English language. Thank you. And in Dutch language, I'd like to say thank you well. And in Yoruba language from Nigeria, West Africa, I'd like to say Esheo. Bye.